Hey everyone, another cooking day with me. So this time I'm gonna show you how to make bok choy with mushroom and some ginger. Some of you probably like, what the heck is bok choy? It's actually a Asian vegetable. Well, you could also find in other countries too, like Central America and so forth. But it's mainly used in Asian dishes, and it's very healthy for you in terms of like cabbage taste. Kind of, it's a mixture where you get the green and you get the cabbagey. So I'm gonna show it to you in terms of preparing it, cleaning it, because that's the main biggest thing. Because a lot of time people don't know how to clean it well, and they end up saying it's very dirty kind of. Yeah, you really have to clean it really well. So let me show you the ingredient. Alright, so this is bok choy. As you can see, it's in a package, and you could probably get it any grocery store and so forth. I'm also going to use ginger root. I'm going to use an onion. I'm going to use some mushroom, and I'm going to show you how to prepare the mushroom, and then a clove of garlic, or well, actually the whole garlic. I like my stuff being very garlicky. And then in terms of seasoning, this is oyster sauce. Most of you probably heard of it, but not sure. I like this brand because the fact that it's kind of not too salty and not too sweet. And then again, my Hawaiian salt, and this time I'm using it with sesame chili or sesame oil, not putting chili because not a lot of people like spicy. And then my favorite is coconut amino. Coconut amino is really good in terms of substitution for soy sauce, and a lot of people didn't realize that. I mean, well, I'm doing another program, and so it's part of where it healthier, version. And then last but not least, black pepper to season it out. So I'm going to teach you how to cut, prepare, clean, and cook. Right, as you can see, the bok choy look like this, right? Stemmy and leafy. So what we're going to do is we're going to slice it in four. The difference is I'm going to separate the leaf and the stem out. And the reason why the leaf cook a lot faster, so if I cook the stem first, then you're basically not going to be like making your bok choy mushy, right? So I'm going to show you how to cut it and go from there. Alright, so basically I separate out the leaf. I slice this into four, and as you can see how the amount of dirt that's in between these stems. I'm not taking it away. What I'm going to do is let it sit in water and rinse it off. That's why a lot of people who does not know how to prepare it saying, your case tastes like a dirt, and that's because the dirt sting right there. That's the same concept when you have cabbage or some like lettuce and stuff, and you don't clean the roots really well, you end up with all the dirt. So we're just gonna let it sit in water. I would say approximately like less than 5 minutes or so, and then just rinse it off, clean it, kind of peel through it to get rid of the dirt. Alright, now that I just finished cutting up bok choy and washing it, next up is mushroom. So with the mushroom, I don't usually wash them. What I do is I take a wet paper towel and clean them. You can see the dirt on them. And then once you clean them, afterward you just slice them into 3, and depending on the size. Like this one, I could probably get a 3 out of it. But if it's a bigger size, then I'd probably get 4 out of it. Whatever your preference is. A lot of people don't like mushroom. Mushroom is pretty good. It gives you added a little flavor to it. So let me show you the whole preparation from there. Alright, now that I'm fully cleaning all of it out and they're super white right now, I'm just gonna slice them up. So again, I slice it so kind of like into this one, it went to 3, and you basically see the width of it. It's kind of almost like bite size. You don't want to way too big, and you don't want to way too small, because when you cooking it with the bok choy, you don't want to stir fry and then break the mushroom. So you want to kind of keep it. I keep everything. I kept the stem because the stem is actually pretty good. A lot of people like to take the stem off. I keep the whole thing. So, and that's it. Alright, next up is onion. So a lot of people tend to cut the onion in half and then get rid of this. You don't want to get rid of that. That is actually what hold the onion together, right? So what you want to do after you cut it in half is you slice it. So let me just show you. Alright, so you can see I could slice it already, but look, it stayed together. I didn't have to do much work. I usually don't like that piece apart, so I just kind of throw it out or try to thin it out. But basically that's all I want to do, just slice it this way, and that's about it. I'm just gonna throw it in with the rest of the stir fries. So we're gonna prepare our ginger. A lot of people tend to use a knife to peel ginger. You could if you want, but you'll lose a lot of the flesh of the ginger. So basically you just kind of take the spoon, scrape the skin off. That's all you have to do. So let me show you the final product. So I just scrape everything. As you can see, here's the scrape. And then here's the leftover. Didn't lose much flesh, and it's easier with control of a spoon versus a knife. So you don't want to cut your fingers. So next is I'm going to show you how to slice it all up. Alright, so basically I sliced the ginger thinly sliced so it looked like that. Once I do that, afterward, I kind of just stack them up together and make a stick. So it looked like this. A lot of people like to thinly slice them. You don't have to, especially if you're cooking, and don't mind my cat trying to get attention. So basically, if you're cooking it with like garlics and stuff, you don't need to be thinly sliced, and you cook that the first thing with garlic to kind of give you that crisp taste. With ginger is really good for you. It's good for your stomach, it's good for your digestion, everything. So I'll share with that later. Alright, so basically you see the garlic mince and then the ginger. So basically I'm cooking it with the sesame oil. Typically I use olive oil, but this time, you know what, I'm just gonna go straight sesame oil with this, and I'm letting it going in for golden brown. Alright, now as you can see, it's golden brown. I'm gonna throw in my onion. So the same concept, basically keeping it until it's kind of golden brown, then I'll start adding my season in. But right now, this is how it's gonna be. Alright, so now as the onions start kind of wilted down and you can see it's cooking, my next ingredient is the oyster sauce. So, how much do you put in and how much can you get out with this? So what I typically do is get a spoon like this, and I usually use 2 to 3 spoons, so 2.5 spoons typically. And then while you're doing that, make sure you add water because it's so condensed with kind of sugary, so you don't put water in, it's gonna get burned in the pan. So I'll show you that. So you guys see right there, basically 2.5 spoon of oyster sauce with some water. A little bit more water because I'm gonna try to simmer it down. While it's simmering it down, I'm gonna add in the mushroom. And the reason why I'm doing mushroom first before the other stuff, because I want it to cook it down. And then after I add the mushroom, I'm gonna then add the bok choy. So the bok choy, I'm not doing the leaf. And the reason why, because the leaf get cooked faster, I'm gonna do these guys first, the stem. So while all of these is going down, I know it's like fast process. So hold your fork or have an assistant, somebody helping you. If you're out of hand, that's how it works. Okay. Yeah, so I do have a volunteer right now. So as you can see, I'm throwing the bok choy in. And there it goes. And that's basically, I'm going to cook it down until it's totally wilder, and I'll show you in a second. As this is cooking, the next up I'm going to add in is the coconut amino. So coconut amino I usually use about 1 spoon. As you can see, it's dripping out already. I'm going to use that, and then after I add in the coconut amino, then I'm going to add in the Hawaiian salt. Again, basically pinch. If you want it a little bit salty, then use a tablespoon. Whatever you do. I like to just pinch it and then kind of add in accordingly. And then from there, just the black pepper. So, and that should final wrap up everything. And I'm going to show you in a second. And then the leaf of the bok choy is going to go in last after all the seasoning in, because again, it's cooked really fast. I throw the leaf in. As you can see, you can tell that it's wilder away, kind of like you see right there. The bok choy is kind of getting that from light green to dark green, because it's basically it's cooked. So I'm going to do the same thing, and once that's done, we're ready to eat. Alright, it's all done and ready. As you can see, it's still green, super healthy and good for you, especially if you're looking for something that's just vegetable. So I hope you enjoyed the dish, and thanks for watching. Subscribe to my video. I'm going to try to post as many videos as possible weekly, you know, as per request. So if you want something and you want me to cook something, send it over. I'll make something out of it, and we'll go from there. Have a good one.